So today we're going to be going through getting your first dollar as a creative, using your creative work in a fulfilling way so that you set yourself up in the long run. My name's RK. I help young aspiring creators monetize their work in a fulfilling way. If you like the kind of things that I'm talking about and you want to take your creative work more seriously, I would love to have a chat. It's the first link down below. So today we're going to go through a 6-step framework on how to make your first dollar as a creative. So number one, so in a video game, the different archetypes that are there, let's say there's like a mage, and then let's say there's like a healer class, and then let's just say there's like a warrior class, right? Each of those different types of characters have their own skills attributed to their major class. So if I'm a 3D artist, that's my major class, and all the skills that I have attributed to that major archetype is, say I have basic understanding in how to use most platforms. I have understanding in 2D and 3D and working in these different design spaces. I know how to use a timeline, animation, and I can transfer these skills that I have from being a 3D designer into all these different things that I can monetize for myself and skills that people would pay for. So number one, we've identified our skills. So number two, what are some ways that people in the real world pay for these different types of skills that you have? I would write down all my skills, right? And then I would write down all the different ways in your favorite skills out of those things that you can do. What are the types of services that people pay for out in the real world for those skills that you do? So the type of skills that I have, if I'm an actor, hypothetically, would be people skills, presentation skills, like how I present myself and how I look, voiceover skills, that's very important, how I project myself, public speaking skills. And there are different types of people that pay for these individual services and skills out there. So there are people who pay for voiceovers for advertisements and commercials, and there's people who pay for MCs and people who know how to present themselves. And there's people who pay for models, for people who know how to present themselves and how to make themselves look good on stage as an actor. Now we want to identify our favorites out of these and the type of people that we want to work with. So I've got my skills. I've got how people pay for these skills. What kind of people do we want to work with in order to get compensation for these skills? So an example for number three would be, right? I'm a clothing brand owner, and one of my skills that I can leverage is doing graphic design. This type of service that I've chosen that people pay for graphic design is branding, right? Creating a brand image and creating a logo and everything. And the type of people that I'm going to choose for step three is small business owners in my local area that I really want to help, that are providing value to the community. So now we have the first three, right? Step four in our framework of making our first dollar as a creative is, now that we have the service and the people we're going to pay for the service and the type of people that we want to work with, what value can we provide immediately for free that is going to kind of act like a trailer for a movie for the services that we can provide? So if you are watching this YouTube video, right, I am helping you and providing you free value. I'm not gatekeeping anything from you because I genuinely want to help you on this journey of being a creative. But it kind of serves as a trailer and a teaser for the services that I could provide and the education I could provide if you did choose to go ahead and have a conversation with me and do coaching with me, right? So what free value can you provide to these people that you've chosen to be your target audience so they can get in trust and see what kind of services that you can provide? So the quickest, most easiest example that I can think of is just creating pieces of social media content that help these people deal with some of their problems and how you can help with these solutions. Other ways that you can do this is literally going to businesses locally. This is kind of an old-fashioned way. If you're a website designer or something, right? Advice that I've heard from others is that I know some people who create the websites already. They have templates. They create the websites already for these businesses in their local area. And then they send them emails saying, oh, I've created your website already for free and I can help with your branding and all these other things. Here's a little teaser. If you do decide to go through with me, I can give you this and all these other things along with the services that I can provide, right? I personally don't like to do this method. It is something that might work for you. Something that I've learned is you kind of want to sell your services before you even have the creative work fully done in the first place, right? Say me right now, I'm working on an educational course. I can direct people to my course even before it's done, right? Because I don't know if people are going to buy it in the first place. You kind of want to sell before you make and test out if people are actually consuming that. Yes, you still need to get the work done when someone buys your stuff. You still need to get the work done. But say I was making a video course, I would start promoting it once I'm done the first video, because I need to know if people really want that thing. Once people start buying my video course, I could always just say to them or send them an email or say to them, I'm working on this bit, and this bit. How could I take on your input into making it better? It's kind of like pre-sales for clothing brands, right? Most clothing brands, when they don't have the capital or they don't know if something is worth buying full stock for, what they do is they put out social media content. Buy one sample, they put out social media content promoting that clothing item. This is something that I've done with my brand, right? And then they see how many people are going to buy my thing, right? And then they get feedback from the people who've seen the samples, and then they make the final thing as good as possible. What happens is the capital that you waste lowers, but the time that it takes to produce something increases. Most of the time, people are willing to wait if they're going to get more value and a better service at the end of the day. Now that you're providing free value, if you know you're going to go the social media route, which is what most people do on the internet nowadays, is that you need to tell people that you are doing this thing, right? Not everyone is going to go through all your pages and find what services that you do and then invest in you, right? You need to let people know what you're doing in order for them to even know, because people's attention spans and how long they see you for, especially on social media, is quite low, right? So I would provide value in a video. Say I'm an artist and I teach fine arts. I would provide value in a video. I would record myself saying, this is a tip that you can do in order to make this part of your art process. And if you do like the kind of things that I'm talking about and you would love to take classes with me, I do private classes online and in person. The link is in my bio or something, right? Step 5, where is your target audience? And what are ways that you can spread the word to as many people in your target audience as possible? So in step 4, if you chose the social media route, you would make content and you would put content on the platforms that you know your target audience is going to be. If you know your target audience is young people and you're providing services that represent young people, what are the types of content consuming platforms do most young people use nowadays? It's places like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. You wouldn't put your content on places like Facebook and MySpace and Twitter, right? Because that's not where the younger generation is right now. Say you are doing something more tangible, right? Say you are doing woodwork or something. You can still create a lot of success through social media. There's so many ideas that I can come up with. But say there's something in your local town where all the woodwork people go to and all the people that need furniture, or there's an expo or somewhere that you can provide services directly to the people in person, right? That's probably the best thing that you can do. So that is also another option if you want to find ways to spread that you can do these services to the people that are your target audience. Step 6 is get the reps in. If you're doing the social media route and you're going to provide niche value about your niche services online, and you are quite small, 25 to 30 videos or pieces of content genuinely providing value is going to get you the first dollar. Right? If you're going to do this in real life and you're going to do the more tangible route, it's going to take less, right? Because you have that face-to-face connection with these people and they find it easier to trust you. So it is naturally going to be less than the people who are doing social media. But the final step, step 6, is just to provide this free value and promote the service that you do to a specific type of people at least 10 to 25 times, and you will get your first dollar. If you do kind of relate to the things that I'm talking about in this video and you would love an actionable plan about how we can go through this fully customized, I'd love to have a chat with you. It's the first link down below. Thank you very much.